Hi, this is my local LLM deployment project. I will present my project on deploying a local open source LLM integrated with the REST API, caching, and performance monitoring. So for this project, I chose Tiny Llama. It has 1.1 billion parameters. It's open source, so it's a balance between usability and resource requirements. I used Ollama to manage and serve the LLM locally. So you just have to install it, pull the Tiny Llama model, and start the Ollama server on your local machine. For the API wrapper with FastAPI, to expose the model as a service, I built the REST API using FastAPI. The API includes a generate post endpoint that accepts a text prompt, forwards it to Olama, and returns a generated response. So for robust communication, I added a parameter called stream and set it to false in the request payload so that Olama returns a complete JSON instead of streaming partial outputs. For caching, to improve performance, especially for repeated prompts, I implemented a in-memory LRU cache using a Python library called cache tools. The cache stores prompt response pairs keyed by the MD5 hash of the prompt text. On each request, the API first checks the cache. If a cached response exists, it returns it immediately. So this reduces latency. For performance metrics, I have a metrics endpoint to track. So it has total requests served, cache hits and misses, average response latency, memory usage of the API process. So this is to monitor the system's efficiency and identify any bottlenecks. So for testing, I just used curl commands. You could also convert them to PowerShell commands. The first request will always be slow because it's not cached, but all the other requests will be a little bit faster. And these metrics for cache hits and misses and latency will is all captured in the metrics endpoint. For deployment, I included all the steps for it in the README of my project, but just the project is very simple and the deployment reflects its simplicity. You just have to run the Olama server command to launch the model server. Then you run the API using this command that's on the screen, and then send post requests with prompts to the localhost 8000 generate. Then you monitor the API health and performance at the health and metrics endpoint. Uh, it is it is that simple. So this project demonstrates the deployment of a open source LLM with API integration, caching, and monitoring. It provides a foundation for building scalable, efficient LLM-powered applications on local. So just to show you that it works, so I've already started the Olama server here. It's running. And the API is running here successfully. And I run a curl command to test it. So I have a prompt JSON with an example prompt. Tell me a joke about clowns. And here is the response. A little red fox tries to catch a big blue. Blah, 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 blah. And this is the context tokens. And that's it.